Joseph Lieberman joining us now. Hello, Senator.
Hello, Mika. How are you, dear?
I'm good. How are you doing? And tell us, will there be a debate tonight?
Well, I can tell you that John McCain really wants to be there tonight. I mean, he suspended his campaign to come back here to do what he does best, which is to lead in a crisis, to bring people together to get things done. He wants an agreement to avoid an economic disaster, but he wants one that protects middle-class American taxpayers, and he'll be working real hard on that today.
All right. So what any sense about negotiating a deal, how this deal, because there's a lot of talk now. When you talk to people, you read the letters to the editor, people are upset. The American taxpayers are going to be bearing the burden of bad leadership.
No, I agree. Look, Mika, the biggest lie of the last important 24 hours was that John McCain coming back here somehow disrupted an agreement that was reached. There was no agreement. There was a tentative agreement on principles among a relatively small number of members of the Senate Banking Committee. It hadn't been brought to any caucus. Everybody knew all along that there were members of both parties in both chambers that were upset about this, and all of us are hearing from our constituents who don't want the economy to collapse but also want us to protect $700 billion potentially of their money. So Senator McCain met, I was with him yesterday. We met with the House Republican leadership, Senate Republican caucus, talked to a couple of Democrats, and he'll be working with those people this morning to try to put this together in a way that achieves all that he wants to achieve. This is what he's done over and over again for the 20 years I've served with him, and it's critically important now. I'm real glad he's back here. I think he can make the difference. And then if it gets to a point where it looks like it's together, there's nothing John McCain would like to do more than be on the plane to Oxford, Mississippi for the debate tonight.
Okay, we're questioning that. It is the top of the hour, by the way. I should mention to our viewers, we have Senator Joe Lieberman with us. Pat Buchanan, next question.
Senator Lieberman, it seems to me the only way you can get some kind of deal together today would be to have the Paulson plan at its core. And Senator Shelby and the Republican Party is adamant that that plan is not the best plan for the country, for America. Is Senator McCain, what are his complaints about the Paulson plan, and is he willing to sort of semi-sign on with the Republican plan?
Yeah. Look, unlike what some of the opponents of John's political opponents are saying, he's been very clear about this. He knows we've got to have an agreement to avoid an economic disaster for every American family and business. He set out his conditions. He wants oversight. He wants tough caps on executive compensation, and he wants the American taxpayer to be protected. Now, the House Republicans have come up with a different way to do that. You don't make agreements here on something this big and consequential by trying to shove down one plan, the Paulson plan, to the throats of a lot of members of the Congress who are hearing a lot of anxiety from their constituents. So there are ways to put this together. The Paulson plan as originally presented is gone. There are going to be conditions attached to it. And there are a lot of ways Senator McCain has some in mind to present a series of options. Don't mandate one system for Paulson to follow to get us out of this. Include the House idea as one of perhaps 2 or 3 options that the Treasury Secretary can use.
In the meantime, I'm curious how you calm a financial market that came unhinged at the end of last week as we watched the largest insurance company in the world, AIG, effectively go down, not to the detriment of widows and orphans, thankfully, but into the hands of the government. And in between now and whenever we solve this problem, and I can acknowledge as quickly as anybody how complicated that process is likely to be, how do you bridge between here and that solution so that the financial markets and banks don't continue to collapse as Washington Mutual did last night, and the economy as a result doesn't seize up as we watch jobs continue to be lost, durable goods, etc.?
Well, short term today is probably going to be a tough day on the markets unless by the end of the morning there's some indication from Capitol Hill that there's an agreement coming together. And that's why Senator McCain will be up there on the Hill today working to make that happen. But I will tell you that everybody I've talked to, House, Senate, Republican, Democrat, understands that we have got to reach an agreement this weekend.
Well, how about two plans? One to get us through the next 2 weeks, and then you can sort it out.
Hold on, Dylan. Mike Murphy has a question.
Senator, hi, Mike Murphy. My question would be if the reality of this thing on Sunday afternoon is Paulson-esque plan or no plan? Because I think the House plan, while interesting, probably won't have the ultimate votes. What do you think John does?
Well, I can't speak for him. I tell you what, I believe we can put together a compromise plan that really rescues the economy, but also gives much more protection to middle-class taxpayers. Again, gives the insurance option that the House is recommending to the government, but doesn't mandate it. Make sure that any money we make, and we could make money for the taxpayers at the end, doesn't create more government spending, but goes to reduce the deficit, for instance. There's an agreement within reach here, but it doesn't happen when 6 or 7 people on the Senate Banking Committee reach an agreement in principle, go out and announce an agreement. You got 430 other members of the House, 100 members of the Senate that are 94 that were not involved. And that's what has to happen today, and it can happen.
All right, Senator Joe Lieberman, thank you so much. And just reading a report from our old stomping ground, your stomping ground, Connecticut, seems like some of the Democrats there want you censured and they want you out. What's going on?
Well, look, this is political season, and, you know, I'm doing what I think is right, and I thought that the Democratic Party respects free speech. So normally you don't get punished in this country for saying what you believe, and you certainly don't get kicked out of your party for saying what you believe is right. I thought that that died with the former Soviet Union, but apparently some Democrats in Connecticut have a different idea.
I'll ask
That's the good news. The gulag is in Greenwich, Senator, so it may not be too bad.
Yeah, the conditions will probably be better than the Russian gulag.
Good luck with that, Senator Joe Lieberman, and good luck with everything that's going on in Washington these days.
Thank you.
All the best.
Have
Take care.